Some leftovers don't just taste worse the next day. They can quietly damage your gut and shorten your lifespan, especially after 60. As surprising as it sounds, reheating the wrong foods can trigger foodborne illness, nutrient loss, and inflammation that slowly affects your heart and digestion. And yet, it's something rarely discussed, even in well-meaning conversations about senior health. Millions of older adults reheat meals each week, sometimes for convenience, other times to avoid waste. But certain foods, like rice, eggs, or potatoes, can turn risky when reheated. Meanwhile, others, like oats or veggie soup, can actually support better digestion and nutrient absorption when warmed the right way. Modern science is catching up, showing us that reheating isn't just about taste. For anyone focused on nutrition for seniors, it can shape long-term gut health, immunity, and energy. In this episode, we'll walk through 3 everyday foods that should never be reheated, and 3 others that become healthier the second time around. Each insight is backed by research, explained clearly, and shared with the care every older adult deserves. Hello, I'm Vernon. Over the years, working with older adults in kitchens, clinics, and senior centers, I've seen how the smallest daily habits shape how we age, heal, and feel. Many seniors do their best to eat well, stay active, and follow the rules, but still deal with fatigue, bloating, or recurring discomfort. And often, the issue isn't the food itself. It's how it's handled after cooking. Most nutrition advice focuses on what to eat, but few conversations explain how reheating affects nutrients, gut health, and digestion, or how it can help when done right. So instead of relying on old habits, let's take a clearer, science-backed look at how food interacts with your senior body after the first meal, especially your gut, immune system, and daily energy. Before we dive into the foods you should and shouldn't reheat, consider subscribing and turning on notifications. That way, you won't miss the simple, science-backed nutrition tips that can make a real difference in how you feel each day. Bad food number 1. Cooked rice, the bacteria magnet. To many, reheating leftover rice seems harmless. It's simple, familiar, and often part of weekly meal prep. But for seniors, this one habit may carry far more risk than most people realize, even if it looks like rice and smells fine. Cooked rice is a top cause of foodborne illness in older adults, and the problem isn't in the rice itself. The real concern is Bacillus cereus, a heat-resistant bacterium that survives cooking and thrives when rice is left out too long. According to research in the International Journal of Food Microbiology, toxins from this bacteria can't be destroyed by reheating. That means even steaming it thoroughly in the microwave may not make it safe once those toxins are present. This becomes especially serious for people over 60, whose immune and digestive systems are often more hazardous to such contaminants. Even mild exposure can lead to nausea, cramping, or dangerous dehydration, risks that younger adults may recover from more easily. That's exactly what happened to Diane, 73, a retired librarian who always considered herself careful in the kitchen. She made a pot of rice for dinner, but left it to cool on the counter while finishing her evening crossword. By the time she remembered to refrigerate it, hours had passed, and the next day she reheated it for lunch without a second thought. Later that afternoon, she felt bloated, dizzy, and weak. Her doctor confirmed it was likely foodborne illness from improper rice storage. To protect senior health, always cool rice quickly and refrigerate it within 1 hour of cooking. Use shallow containers for faster cooling and reheat thoroughly until steaming hot at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius, throughout. When it comes to nutrition for seniors, food safety is just as important as nutrient quality or calories per bite. It's not about fear, it's about awareness, confidence, and knowing how small details can support long-term wellness. If this tip helped you think differently about how you reheat food, please give this video a like. It helps more older adults discover safe, science-backed nutrition guidance. And while you're here, consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss practical insights like this, tailored to support your health and independence after 60. But rice isn't the only everyday food that turns risky once it's been left too long or reheated the wrong way, and the next one might be something you've eaten just this week. Bad food number 2. Eggs. The protein trap when reheated. A study published in Food Chemistry revealed that reheating cooked eggs, especially scrambled or boiled, can trigger protein degradation and oxidation. These changes don't just reduce nutritional value. They can also lead to compounds that irritate the gut or contribute to inflammation, especially in older adults. Eggs are often celebrated for being easy to chew, affordable, and rich in protein, all great qualities for seniors. But once they're cooked, and then left to sit, particularly at room temperature, their chemical structure begins to change. And when you reheat them, especially in a microwave, the risk increases that those once beneficial proteins become harmful. Lillian, 68, discovered this the hard way. She enjoyed making a big egg breakfast on Sunday. Omelets, boiled eggs, or scramble sand often save the extras to reheat during the week. But over time, she started feeling unusually sluggish after eating leftovers. She even developed mild digestive issues she hadn't experienced before. At first, she blamed it on aging. But after reading about how reheated eggs can oxidize fats and proteins, she made a simple change. She started cooking only what she'd eaten fresh and stored raw eggs separately from cooked meals. Within weeks, she noticed she felt lighter after breakfast, and her afternoon energy dips became less frequent. Eggs are still a great food for senior health, rich in choline, B12, and easy-to-digest protein, but they're best enjoyed freshly cooked. If you need convenience, opt for hard-boiled eggs stored in the refrigerator for no more than 3 days, and avoid microwaving them. Instead, gently warm them in warm water or enjoy them cold with herbs or avocado for a safer, more senior-friendly option. Have you ever felt different after reheating eggs or found a way to enjoy them safely? We'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Your tip might help another senior enjoy their breakfast with more confidence. As we turn to the next food, you'll see how something as ordinary as rice can carry unexpected risks, especially when it's reheated without care. Bad food number 3. Spinach. The nitrate trap in leftovers. Spinach is often celebrated as a superfood, rich in fiber, iron, vitamin K, and antioxidants that support bone strength, vision, and circulation. It's no wonder many older adults add it to omelets, stir-fries, or soups for an easy nutrition boost. But what's often overlooked is how spinach behaves after it's been cooked and stored, especially when it's reheated. Although it looks and smells fine, the nitrates in leafy greens like spinach can break down into nitrites and nitrosamines. These compounds, in high amounts, may be harmful to gut health and cellular function, especially for seniors with weakened detox pathways. At 76, Paul thought he was making a smart shift. To eat more greens, he began batch cooking spinach on Sundays, keeping containers in the fridge for the week. A quick microwave at lunch, that was the routine. But soon, he noticed more frequent digestive upset and occasional headaches, symptoms he hadn't connected to his reheated greens. During a consultation, a dietitian explained the nitrate breakdown in cooked spinach, especially when stored for days and reheated at high heat. She encouraged him to try fresh or flash-cooked servings instead. Since switching to quick, small portions cooked fresh or slightly warmed on the stovetop, Paul said his digestion calmed down and mealtime felt more enjoyable again. Research published in Food Additives and Contaminants shows that nitrate-rich vegetables, when reheated improperly, may pose increased risks of oxidative stress and inflammation concerns that carry greater weight for adults over 60 managing cardiovascular or metabolic conditions. To stay safe, refrigerate cooked spinach promptly in shallow containers, and when reheating, use low heat or skip it entirely and add it fresh. Do you notice any changes in how you feel after reheating spinach or other leafy greens? Feel welcome to share your story in the comments. Your insight might help someone else make a safer choice. And if you know someone who often reheats meals, consider sharing this video with them. It could be the reminder they didn't know they needed. Now, let's flip the script, because some foods don't become harmful when reheated. They actually get better for your digestion, energy, and senior health. Good food number 1. Rolled oats. The gut, soothing staple. While some leftovers may raise your health risks, others, like oats, quietly deliver more value the second time around. For older adults looking to support digestion, manage energy, and reduce inflammation, rolled oats can be one of the most powerful allies in your kitchen, especially when they're cooked, cooled, and reheated properly. When oats are cooled after cooking, they form a type of resistant starch that behaves more like fiber than a carbohydrate. This starch helps feed the beneficial bacteria in your colon, improve microbiome diversity, reduce inflammation, and support smoother digestion over time. A 2018 study in Nutrients found that seniors who ate more resistant starch had better blood sugar control, lower cholesterol, and fewer digestive complaints. These factors all play a big role in overall senior health and energy regulation. Lorraine, 73, used to eat plain instant oats in the microwave, but always felt bloated and tired an hour later. Her dietitian suggested a change: batch cooking rolled oats at night, refrigerating them overnight, and reheating them slowly on the stove with a splash of almond milk. Within a few weeks, Lorraine reported steadier mornings, clearer focus, and improved digestion that lasted all day. To make this work for you, cook your oats as usual, let them chill for 8-12 hours, then reheat them gently the next day to avoid high heat or over-microwaving, which can break down the beneficial starch. I'd be grateful if you subscribed and gave this video a like. It's a simple way to stay connected to senior-friendly nutrition advice that supports your strength, comfort, and clarity as you age. Now, let's move from breakfast to a food that hides in many dinner plates, but becomes even more helpful the second time around. Good food number 2, vegetable soup. The warm up that warms your gut. For seniors looking to improve digestion, immune function, and hydration all at once, few foods are as nourishing or overlooked as vegetable soup. And here's the surprising part: it actually becomes more beneficial when reheated the next day. Soups made with hearty vegetables and bone or veggie broth tend to thicken slightly overnight, allowing flavors and nutrients to melt. But the real benefit lies deeper. Reheating well-made vegetable soup helps break down the plant fibers further, making nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and antioxidants easier to absorb, especially for aging digestive systems. This matters more than many realize. As we age, our stomach acid production drops and enzyme efficiency declines, which can make raw or even freshly cooked vegetables harder to digest. But reheated soup, especially when simmered slowly, becomes gentler on the gut and easier on the system. Among the many seniors I've spoken with, one story that stuck with me came from Eleanor, now 78. For years, she saw leftover soup as something to toss, watery, bland, and past its prime. But that changed during a nutrition appointment, when her dietitian explained how reheating certain foods, like vegetable soup, could actually make them easier to digest and more nourishing the second time around. Encouraged by that conversation, Eleanor decided to approach her leftovers differently, not as scraps, but as a second chance for nourishment. She began preparing a pot of soup on Sunday nights, lentils, carrots, leafy greens, and storing it in small portions. Slowly, she noticed changes. Her digestion felt lighter. Her appetite was steadier, and, as she once told me with a smile, for the first time in years, lunchtime didn't feel like a chore. It felt like comfort. Safe reheating still matters. Store soup in airtight containers and refrigerate within 2 hours. Reheat gently on the stovetop until it steams, not boils, to preserve nutrient content and texture. Comment number 2. If you've ever reheated vegetable soup and found it easier on your digestion, your experience could encourage someone else to try it too. Good food number 3. Sweet potatoes, the blood sugar balancer. For older adults looking to support balanced blood sugar and sustain steady energy into the afternoon, few foods are as gentle and effective as the humble sweet potato. Unlike white potatoes, which often spike blood sugar and degrade in texture when reheated, sweet potatoes are resistant to starch when cooled and reheated properly. This type of carbohydrate slows digestion, improves gut microbiome diversity, and helps regulate insulin sensitivity in older adults. That's something Leo, age 75, discovered after years of struggling with afternoon crashes. He never skipped meals, but by 3 p.m. he felt sluggish, foggy, and hungry again, despite having lunch. His daughter, a dietitian, suggested replacing his usual sandwich and chips with a warm bowl of reheated sweet potato and lentils. At first, he was skeptical. But within a few weeks, he noticed his energy felt steadier, and he no longer reached for snacks just to keep going. One study in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that sweet potatoes improved post-meal blood sugar control and reduced inflammation markers in older adults when compared to other starchy sides. Sweet potatoes are also rich in vitamin A, potassium, and plant compounds that promote heart health, eye function, and immune support, all especially valuable in senior nutrition. To make the most of their benefits, cook them fully, cool in the fridge for at least 8 hours, then reheat gently. Steaming or microwaving in a glass container with a splash of water works best for preserving nutrients and texture. Which way do you enjoy sweet potatoes most when reheated, mashed, roasted, or something else? Feel free to share in the comments. Your idea might inspire someone else looking for a nourishing, senior-friendly option. Some of the foods we reach for out of habit may be working against our bodies without us ever realizing it. And yet, with just a few adjustments, what we reheat, how we do it, and when we can start to create meals that truly serve our health, not just our hunger. Today's episode wasn't about rules, it was about awareness. Rice, eggs, and spinach may be familiar, but the way they change after cooking can have silent consequences, especially for gut health, immune function, and long-term vitality. Meanwhile, soups, oats, and sweet potatoes show us that reheated food, when chosen wisely, can become more than just leftovers. They can become gentle tools for energy, digestion, and confidence in your daily routine. Progress often begins in the smallest details: the setting of a microwave timer, the choice of container, the ingredients we reach for without thinking. And when we begin to understand how food continues to behave after it's cooked, we start to reclaim a little more agency over how we feel with each passing year. If today's insights have been helpful to you, and you'd like to continue learning about safe, nourishing choices for your meals, you're warmly invited to subscribe and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss future episodes designed to support your health gently and clearly, one step at a time. Which of the 6 foods we explored today gave you something to think about? You're welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might quietly encourage someone else who's facing the same questions. For more helpful guidance like this, you may enjoy our next video. Seniors over 60? These 6 high-mercury fish may trigger memory loss and brain decline. The link is in the description below, ready whenever you are.